Good afternoon, Year 3. Buenas tardes. I hope you are all safe and well and that you've had a great week of learning and doing other activities too. In this lesson, I'm going to go through some Spanish, and also at the end, I'm going to go through some music with you. I have put a couple of photographs on this slide just to share a little bit of information with you. So on the left you can see me with another lady, and this is the lady that taught me Spanish, and I met up with her a few months ago, and it was really nice for her to find out that I'd become a Spanish teacher. And on the left here, in the time that we've been away from school, I have got out my keyboard that was collecting dust in the loft, and I've been having a go at playing some music, and I hope that you have had some time to practice your music skills too. Okay, so, ¿Cómo estás? Now this is a question that we did probably when you were in year 2, and it means how are you? So a good idea to start your day to practice a bit of Spanish every day. Ask yourself or get someone else to ask you, ¿Cómo estás? And remember, we learnt 6 different ways of answering this question. So you would start with the writing in green there, estoy, I am, and then you pick one of the words in black, and then you say gracias, thank you. So if you're feeling quite good today, you say bien. If you're feeling really good, you would say muy bien. And if you're feeling amazing, and I hope you are, you would say fenomenal. If you're not feeling so good today, or if you're kind of in the middle, you could say regular or así así. If you're not feeling too good, you say estoy mal. And if you're really feeling really terrible, then it would be estoy fatal. And if you are feeling like that, think of something that you could do that might make you feel a little bit happier. So, pause the video here and have a go at answering my question, ¿Cómo estás? Great, well done. Okay, let's move on. So, there's been a couple of Year 3 Spanish superstars so far, but I would like to hear from a lot more of you. I really enjoy receiving your work, and please email it to spanish@grange.harrow.sch.uk. Okay. What you are going to need for this lesson, now if you haven't watched the video, A Story for Grange, written by Grange, you need to really do that first, and you can find that on our Grange YouTube channel in the Spanish playlist, and it's a story all about animals in lots of different parts of our school, and this lesson builds upon that. Okay, you will also need a couple of sheets of paper, a pencil or pen to write with, and a ruler. The reason why I've said a couple of sheets of paper is because you'll need one sheet for Spanish and one sheet for music. If you do have any post-it notes or little pieces of paper that you could use just to write 1 or 2 words on, or a whiteboard and whiteboard pen, that would be great as well. But don't worry if you don't have those, it's okay. Okay, so let's say our date together. I'll say it and then I want you to say it after me. Viernes, el 1 de mayo, 2020. I'll say that again. Viernes, el 1 de mayo, 2020. So remember, when we have the first of a month, instead of saying uno, we have a special word, primero. Okay, those of you that like football, think of the Premier League, the first league. Okay, our focus today is to build sentences in Spanish. What I would hope that we can do by the end of the lesson is put words and phrases in the correct order to make a sentence that would make sense in Spanish. Also, we're going to see if we can change the meaning of a sentence just by changing a couple of words. And another way of describing that is, can we manipulate a sentence? And also, we need to make sure that we can translate the Spanish sentences into English and some English sentences into Spanish. Okay, so pause the video here, copy down the Spanish date and the LI. Well done. Okay. Now we left the story just outside Mr. Rashid's office, and I asked you to think of an idea of what creatures might be in Mr. Rashid's office. Some scary creatures that would make him very scared to even go inside. And I had 2 children from year 3 who sent me their ideas, and so we're going to look at those now. So one idea from the story, for the ending of the story, was from Yusuf in Seacole class. And Yusuf said, "Mrs. Watson, there are 10 goblins in Mr. Rashid's office." And there they are. So we've got the sentence in English, we've got our idea, but our next step, our task, is to write that sentence in Spanish. So let's first of all think about what is the word for the number 10 that we're going to need. Let's count the goblins together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, pause the video here and see if you can count to 10 by yourself. I'm sure that most of the children in year 3 can. Okay, well done. These are, in green, we've got 2 of the sentences from the story about the animals in Grange. And we can actually use quite a lot of this, in the words in these sentences, to help us with our task to translate Yusuf's sentence into Spanish. Let's have a quick look back though. What do these sentences actually mean? Señora Watson, hay 2 cebras en el pasillo rojo. Okay, so we've got Mrs. Watson, hay, which means there is or there are. 2 cebras, can you work out or remember what those animals might be? Excelente, 2 zebras. En el pasillo rojo. Now, don't worry if you've forgotten what pasillo means. We should all know what the colour rojo is. Perfecto, it's the colour red. So there were 2 zebras in the red corridor. Now, the second sentence. Señora Watson, hay 3 tarántulas gigantes en la oficina de señor Kerbal. Again, pause the video, see if you can write down on your sheet of paper what that sentence means. There's a little picture clue up there as well to help you. Okay, what is the same about these sentences? So they've both got Señora Watson. They've both got the word I for there is or there are. Now, the bits that are changing are the numbers, the animals, and the place. So that's what I mean about we can change just a couple of things in a sentence to change the whole meaning of that sentence. What can we do though? How can we use these sentences to translate the one that we need about the goblins in Mr. Rashid's office? Okay, I'm going to show you how we can do that now. Look at the first word, Señora Watson. Okay, how we're going to start our sentence, and another clue there is the punctuation. So remember, in Spanish we have an upside down exclamation mark at the beginning of a sentence that would normally have an exclamation mark at the end in English, but in Spanish we have it at the beginning upside down and at the end the right way round. So we can actually see from this list that the beginning of our sentence is Señora Watson. What would be the end? The end would be Señor Rashid, because we've got the exclamation mark the correct way round at the end. So we've got the beginning, we've got the end. Now we've got to fill in the gaps. So we need to say, Mrs. Watson, there are. Can you remember from that list which one is there are? Well done, excelente. It's I, H-A-Y. Have a go at saying that after me. I. You could point to your eye Okay, so we've got Señora Watson, I. Now we need to say the number. The number of animals in Mr. Rashid's office, or the number of goblins, is 10. Well done. Señora Watson, I 10. Now, I actually had to look up a word because I wasn't sure of the word for goblins. So I went to this website down here, www.wordreference.com. And there I found out that the Spanish word for goblins is duendes. Have a try at saying that, duendes. Well done. Now we need to just end our sentence with in Mr. Rashid's office. But in Spanish, they put it the other way round. They say in the office of Mr. Rashid. En la oficina de Señor Rashid. Okay, so here is our answer, la respuesta. I want you to say it after me. Señora Watson, hay 10 duendes en la oficina de Señor Rashid. Okay, I'll say it one more time. Señora Watson, hay 10 duendes en la oficina de Señor Rashid. Well done. Excelente. Okay, now I had another amazing idea, and this was from Fiona in Nightingale class, and she said there are 10 snakes in Mr. Rashid's office. Now, I've had my turn at helping you to create the sentence about the goblins, but can you help me? Okay, sorry. So it would be, Señora Watson, hay 10 serpientes en la oficina de Señor Rashid. Have a try at saying that out aloud as well. Fantastico if you got it right, but well done for trying, even if you didn't get it all right. And now we're going to move on to your independent task. So, this is where you can be a little bit creative and show me what you've learnt and your ideas. So we're going to make the story even longer now. And you could write in Spanish the sentences that I've put there in English. Mrs. Watson, there are 11 frogs in Mr. Hutchinson's office. Mrs. Watson, there are 12 crocodiles, and so on. Or you can make your own sentence up using all these words on the slide. This is like your word bank. And I have picked numbers higher than 10 because I think children at Grange are really good at counting up to 10 in Spanish, but then some of us get a little bit stuck with the higher numbers. So we've got 11 down here for 11, 12 for 12, 13 for 13. Then we've got cocodrilos, crocodiles, ranas, which you hopefully remember from a story that we did in year 2, frogs, and ratones, mice. You don't have to use the words that I've put up here. If you want to really challenge yourself and create your own sentences, but in that same structure, Mrs. Watson, there are, then a number of animals, and then where they are, excelente. I'd like you to try and do 3 sentences. Some of you might want to do more, so pause the video here, take as much time as you need, look carefully at those spellings, and write down some amazing sentences. Remember to send those in to the address that I showed you, spanish@grange.harrow.sch.uk. Now, some of you might be feeling like, oh, I need an even harder challenge, Miss Shah, and I want you to have a look at these sentences. They're very, very similar, but there is one difference. I'll read them to you. Señora Watson, hay 3 tarántulas en la oficina de Señor Kerbal. Señora Watson, hay 3 tarántulas gigantes en la oficina de Señor Kerbal. Why is the second sentence better? What is the extra word? Perfecto. I'm sure you've spotted it. Gigantes, gigantic. So what I've done is added an adjective, and that's what you'll work on quite a lot more in year 4 and year 5, but if you're feeling like an extra challenge, see if you can add an adjective to one of the sentences that you wrote in your independent challenge. Send all your work to spanish@grange.harrow.sch.uk. I really can't wait to see it and show it off in a shout out video. Okay, well done everybody. Remember, you need to practice a little bit of Spanish every day because your next Spanish video will be in 2 weeks' time, okay? And I don't want you to forget what you've been learning. Okay, perfecto. Now we are going to move on to some music learning, and hopefully by your next music lesson in 2 weeks' time, we will have shared with you your login for a website called Charanga, where Mrs. Ponaganti is preparing lots of brilliant lessons for you. But we haven't got that quite ready yet, so I've prepared a little activity for you. And also don't forget to check out Mr. Goodall's amazing music video that you can find in the music playlist and also in the year 3 playlist. So for this music lesson, you will need a sheet of paper, a pencil or a pen, a ruler. But if you do want to make the balloon clarinet that is modelled in the video clip that I'm going to show you, you will need a balloon, a cardboard tube, an elastic band and some plastic piping. Do not worry if you don't have those things. This activity is optional. That means you don't have to do it, but you can if you want. So pause the video here, go and get what you need. If you want a little bit of a break after that Spanish lesson, take a little break and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, welcome back. So on your sheet of paper, write down your date, Friday 1st of May 2020, and the LI to find out how woodwind instruments work. Okay, pause the video here, write that down. Okay, welcome back. So we're going to be looking at woodwind instruments, and you are all learning to play a woodwind instrument, the recorder. I've been doing a bit of cleaning around the house and I found my recorder from when I was about your age. So now I am going to let you into another little secret. When I was in year 5 or year 6, I started learning how to play a woodwind instrument. And the one that I started to play is this one here, the bassoon. And I don't tell many people this, so you're very, very lucky, year 3. This shows you how big a bassoon is, and it was bigger than me when I started playing it. Okay. Now, woodwind instruments are a special family because they work by us blowing air into them. Okay. And your independent task is to watch this BBC class clip, and it shows you how woodwind instruments make sound. So there's some music knowledge in there and there's some science knowledge. After you've watched the video clip, maybe watch it again, and on your piece of paper write down a list of all the different woodwind instruments that are mentioned in the clip. And then answer these questions. How does the recorder make sound? What is a reed? How do you make a clarinet play a higher note? Are all woodwind instruments made from wood? Explain your answer. Give me an example if you think that they're not all made of wood. And remember, the extension, the optional challenge, is to have a go at making your own balloon clarinet. I would love to see photographs if you're having a go at that, and I'd love to see your work as well. Please email it to music@grange.harrow.sch.uk. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Stay safe, stay well, make sure you find time to do things that you enjoy. If you haven't done already, like I said, check out Mr. Goodhall's music video, check out Mr. Rashid's brilliant PE video for yesterday, and I will see you soon. Adios, bye for now, year 3. Well done.